Uyazi, ube mnandi, zonke izinto zibe manzi. Homie, don't worry, hold up. No mgozi goes up in our skinny. Dishing out the truth, so start tuning in. Can't tolagale. Come, yes, social issues, this so easily. Giving you the latest news so instantly. Gender we tighter, keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider.
Hey! All right, look, it's official, it's begun. You know what it is, it's Mzansi Insider on your four corners. But you know what it does.
Yes, what does mayo mean?
You keep on asking me, I don't know.
Okay, DJ Speaker, hit us up. Please let us know what mayo means.
Mayonnaise.
Hello, welcome to it. Hanging out with Keston Vossen today, and it's going to be absolutely hot, man.
Look, we've got a jam-packed lineup in Jeng and Joyel. On today's episode, we are bringing only the heat. We've got a whole lot in store. So let's make this quick.
Real quick. So on a lineup, obviously, it's always about great things here. We're always looking at your Twitter, your feeds.
Absolutely.
So please hit us up. Give Mzansi hashtag Mzansi Insider. Nasty C dropped an album for free and then took it off and then released it. And then there was a sampling issue. We break down that all and more here on Mzansi Insider this morning.
And then we talk Fees Must Fall Reloaded. We want to understand what is behind all the violent protests.
Yeah. And a performance I've personally been waiting for. Shota's brand new single today here from his latest album. I cannot wait.
Yep. And lastly, we talk about how everything Black Coffee lays his hands on becomes a hit. The guys from Zikhipani are in the building. Right now, though, it's time for us to get straight into it. It's the news headlines.
Did you see what I did there? Watch out.
A week of celebration is met with heartache. News 24 has confirmation from the Orlando police station in Soweto that the mother of the nation, Umawini Tigizela, has opened a case with them but refused to label the offense. It's alleged that Mamuini discovered the 83,000 rand which she received on her birthday went missing when she was looking for money for bread. Mamuini had planned to deposit the money before it was stolen. Shady.
Mamwini, rolling with racks on racks, though. Like she had it in her bag.
I never want to say anything. It was a gift.
Apparently it was a gift, but also like cash. Floyd Mayweather style, which just like Mamwini, 83.
I'm just like, bread though?
Bread.
Something just doesn't make sense for me with this story.
Mamwini's bread costs 83,000
I just
rands.
like, I feel like...
That's the bread that keeps you young forever. We know where that stuff is. You know what? Let's check out the next
I ain't trying to say nothing. Let's go.
The 2017 Sowetan Live Mzansi Sexiest Top 12 has been decided. The list is made up of 6 Mzansi females and males, and the top 6 women are Wololo hitmaker Babes Wodumo, Wandi C, actress Linda Mtomba, Nadia Nakai makes the list, Ntando Nduma, and Muvango's Pindile Gwala, who could allegedly end up being Steve Harvey's daughter-in-law, according to print publication.
Welcome to the good life.
And the top 6 men are Dream Team's Dash, Shane Eagle, Nicholas Nguna, Leslie Musina, Abdul Kaza, and Zweli Dube. It's hot in here. It's not even summer yet.
It's hot in here. It's not even summer yet.
Okay, cool. That's all I
Guys,
gotta
who
say.
decides that these people are sexy? Like, who's the one who's taking the names and just saying, yeah?
I wish all of you guys could have heard what he said off air. I'm gonna leave it at that. Can we please move on to the next story? Congratulations to everybody who made it to the list. Let's go.
October 7th marks Archbishop Desmond Tutu's 85th birthday. His family requested that the nation keeps him in prayer as he's been in and out of hospital due to a stubborn infection. The family expressed their gratitude to those who've been supportive and called for people to stop tweeting that he has passed on, as this only adds undue stress to the family.
we're starting to hear this quite often. I don't know if any of you guys were watching, obviously, the legendary Mandoza's funeral. Mzansi Insider actually stood up and said, like, people need to apologize for such behavior and be held accountable for saying such big statements like people have passed on when in actual fact they haven't. So I hope that everybody must take a call to it. Be careful what you're retweeting and what you're saying. If how part of Liluk, what's the wrong guys? Toops. Yeah, but yeah, we just wish him a best recovery. And yeah, man, happy best day.
Yeah.
Coming up.
All right, now it is time for us to get into heart of social media, right?
Yes, it's time to get off house. Now, today is absolutely special. We have someone who's joining us, who's going to be helping us unpack a sampling topic. Now, we don't really hear about this. He's a producer, and he's produced for the likes of DJs Boost, Squatter Camp, Proverb, Umandoza, Questa, RJ, Benjamin, and he's with us in studio, Kajene. He is a producer and a sound engineer, Rubuaga Stethoscope. But without any waste of time, let's go hang out with him and find out what's going on with the sampling issue.
Let's go.
I want to sit in the middle.
She always wants to.
I sit in the middle. Okay. Because we get the red cheese. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Something. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Sorry, we always fight, but like,
can
welcome
see.
to the family.
Thanks
Thank you so much for
having me,
joining
guys.
us.
Thanks for having me.
You've been in the game for quite a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, we know that when it comes to sampling, you've had a couple of things to say.
Yeah.
Firstly, before we started, what's the different type of samplings can we get out there?
Well, there isn't any different type. Sampling is sampling. Basically, sampling is taking somebody else's material, and it depends on how much you use of it. Some people will take only a second. Some people will take the entire song, you know, and turn it into their own song. So there aren't really different types of sampling. It just depends on how you do it.
How you use it.
So if I take your song with your lyrics and your beat and I sing it, I was telling you about a lady who did this from our country, actually. So let's say I sing Umbrella, and I sing Umbrella by Rihanna as is. Am I sampling it?
You're not sampling, you're covering.
You're covering.
So even if you put it on your album, it's still a cover?
It's still a cover.
Okay. So if you take the full song and full lyrics, it's...
The only catch is the original artist gets to earn royalties for that. You can't claim anything for that.
Okay, and then with sampling, does the original artist get a cut?
You can negotiate. Back in the days, we never actually cleared samples until I actually got into some trouble a few years ago for sample clearance. So that's when we started taking it seriously and contacting the actual artist, even if it's overseas artist, just to try and get the rights to use the song. So the percentage in terms of the money depends on what they're offering you. Most of the time, the overseas guys don't want to give us anything.
Yeah,
I've
heard of like 80-20.
Yes.
I've heard of like 90-10.
Yeah.
Which is quite, it's sad, but I mean, it's the truth. It's not your song, so you can't really have that much of a say. I want to talk about Nasty C. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So what happened was, okay, so he said, album is coming on this date. We all got excited, bad hair, karatatula, all trying to look messy and get ready for the bad hair. And then he put up a post saying, yeah, we're having some sampling issues, so it might not come out that time. Then he puts out another one, album for free. Then again, album for free removed, and now it's on iTunes. What do you think happened? Because this doesn't, for me, look like a publicity
and it's a bit late,
approach.
man.
It looks like something wrong happened. And then somebody made a mistake, and now we're trying to fix it.
You know, when I want to talk about myself so that you would understand the situation better. I've had to clear samples for Josh Groban and Miriam Makeba. And I'd say that process, the Miriam Makeba process, took about 6 months. So I guess he did the songs and then tried to clear them right before release, and he realized that this actually might take a bit of time, or they might have refused. So he went on iTunes and released the music that's not sampled, and then gave out the sample music for free. You can actually do that. If you're not earning anything from it, you can use it.
But then now this is what I want to ask. If it gets to radio, and now it's playing, you are getting royalties for needle time. You are getting all of that. How does it then work? Because you do get money from your music playing on TV or on radio.
It's very risky. It also depends on how you do your credits. How I'd do it is, if I put the stuff out on radio, I'd credit the original composers, so that if they come back to me, then I'll just tell them, hey guys, go get your money, you know, go claim your money from Samro. So I hope that's what he's doing. But most musicians will actually put their own details on radio and earn money from that. It becomes a problem when they do track you down. These days, they actually do.
Okay.
I want to know what happens, like what repercussions do you face if you just go ahead and sample somebody's track without saying anything?
You can get sued. I know of a big
When
artist.
are they going to hear it? You know, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if I sample Beyonce,
No, but you do.
when is Beyonce going to hear my song playing on Metro?
But Beyonce's publishers, that's their job.
Yes, to
Right?
track.
If
Yes,
I'm
it is.
correct, it's
It
their
is.
job to track.
So they actually do find out. They actually do find out. It happened to one of our biggest hip hop artists. I don't want to mention names.
No, please mention
no,
names.
I can't.
We need you to mention names.
I know who it is.
Okay,
Should I give a hint?
mention names.
I'm not
do
going to
give a
mention
hint.
names.
Please do give a hint.
Guys,
Out
let's
here
let's
putting
mention
names
them.
and targets on us. Yes, you were saying?
Yeah, they actually found out and they claimed, I think, half of his album royalties. Not
That
just the
is a
song.
lo-
Not just the song. Yes.
Oh my God.
Half of it.
Yeah.
Come on.
If not all of it.
guys.
Because
Tell
I know
us who it
sometimes
is.
they'll come for you. They'll
Tell
come
us
running.
who it is so we can give them
She
some
knows.
money.
Why don't you say it?
No, you know why it's difficult to say it? I think it's difficult to say it because it's a legal procedure
Yeah.
and it's finances. So you and I here, we know.
We
but
also
can't back it
Mzansi
up.
Insider.
Yeah, I ain't even trying to say
She's
nothing.
inside.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
whatever.
I think the point there is it was a lesson that you can't just take.
Of course.
You know what I want to ask you? Are musicians who sample lazy? And let me tell you why. And I think this is why we asked you the
Yeah.
difference. Because why we asked you the difference of sampling? Because now we're trying to drum line
Yeah.
and then put in their song.
Yeah.
And then there's somebody who take like melodies. Are those people lazy to come up with their own stuff?
Not at all. You can get away with drums. You can actually do as you please with drums.
Okay.
Sampling is a skill, hey? By God's grace, I've actually been labeled one of the best in the country.
Come on now,
So,
somebody.
yes. So, I'd say it is a skill. It's not easy. There are people, I mean, we're at a point where we do it now, and I'd sit right next to you, and you wouldn't know that that little portion is your song, you know?
Yeah.
But it does take days. I'd say people say it's lazy because sometimes you can actually just loop something. Like just take a guitar riff, just loop that and turn it into a song or build it up.
Do you
know?
still have to pay for that?
Yes, you have to. You have to pay for any melody.
Yeah. If it's not yours.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Guys,
This was really
thank you for having
insightful. Now we have to pay to sample, and it's real. It's a thing.
Yeah.
You know what? It's time for us to take a quick ad break, but Buffet, I will be trying to find that name of that rapper for you guys. So when we come back from the break, I'm gonna get the information from them. I mean, we'll be back.
Don't you wanna know?
So
yes, don't
Mjeleni
you
again.
wanna know?
Mjeleni, why Nick
I'm
Reading
gonna give you.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Welcome back, Kimana Mzansi Insider. Now it seems that there was light at the end of the tunnel. Fees must fall.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We
and-
had an entire discussion about it,
Yeah.
and we thought it was resolved.
Yes. And then this happened. Check this out.
We've looked at the challenges at hand from all sides and have concluded that the best approach would be to allow universities individually to determine the level of increase that their institutions will require to ensure that they continue to operate effectively and at least maintain existing quality. With the caution that this has to also take into account affordability to students and therefore has to be transparent, reasonable, and related to inflation-linked adjustments. Our recommendation is that the fee adjustment should not go above 8%.
Should not go above 8%. This is what sent the country in a roar. And since this announcement, there's been sprouts of violence across the country. You're not doing your fees must fall. But has fees must fall come down to this? Is this the meaning or rather, has the meaning of the protest changed? I think that's what I'm trying to get that. And joining us in studio is people. But before we get into there, here is another video all the way from Rhodes. Check this out.
Whoa. You know what? Joining us for this conversation, we have Ungcebo Dlamini, who's an ex-WITS SRC president. We also have Fasiha Hassan, who's the WITS SRC secretary general. I beg your pardon. We also tried to get hold of Ulungile Dlamini from SAPS. He's the spokesperson there, but he was unable to join us. We also have other guests who are in the building. They're going to introduce themselves, right? I have to apologize for that.
First year, but
Okay, first year. Siswami?
Nontobeko Nkosi, incoming SRC.
All right.
Incoming SRC.
Well, welcome to Mzansi Insider, guys. We've seen the clips. The last one was a bit disturbing. I want to understand your sentiments on the whole thing that's happening, because you guys totally have a lot more understanding than we do, right? It's very violent at this point. I want to hear from you, Fasiha.
Well, I think what we have to understand is that students never react in violence. We're never the first ones who really pick up a rock or whatever, the water bottle, whatever it is. Ultimately, and I think we saw it from the footage, it's police and it's private security who are very heavy-handed, who are very, very brutal. I mean, many of us sitting here have also suffered, and not just at WITS, but across the country. I mean, we saw the footage. The student, his hands were up. He wasn't resisting, and yet they were dragging him on the floor and throwing him into the back of a police van. So number one is the police brutality. But number two, what we need to understand is that we've seen a lot of images of self-defense. And unfortunately, the part of the story that is told is when you're actually acting in self-defense. No one tells the story of what happens before. And I think no one understands really what we're fighting for is not even for us. It's for society. It's for greater society, in that it's going to benefit our mothers, our fathers, our nieces, our nephews, hopefully even our children. And it's something that's going to build society and ultimately materially change the lives of South African people.
Absolutely.
I must ask this one though, because of the recent violent attacks, and obviously, like you're saying, there's two sides to the story. Has the meaning of, I'll come to you, has the meaning of the protest changed? Because initially it was fees must fall for poor students, right? And those who come from middle class. Was it for all, or was it for a specific? Because now it's almost like there's mixed messages. What exactly, who are we fighting for?
Well, thank you very much. The call has not changed. The call is that of free education and free education now. But what had happened last year when the protest started, we said there shouldn't be any fee increase up until you implement free education. But it was no fee increment until you implement free education, in that you close the gap, because we must also differentiate between fee increase and paying fees. Whether the fees increase, you still pay fees. And our people still struggle to pay the fees because they are exorbitant. A simple degree at WITS is 45,000 to 60,000. The most expensive first year degree is 110,000. Without food, accommodation, and other things. So we are saying that we can't afford. Now, we refuse then to provide the government with a political decision. We can only provide an academic and well-researched decision to say we want free education. As to whether you give it to poor or rich, that's a political decision that the ANC have to make. You can't say students must divide themselves. The ANC government must decide to divide South Africans along class, not us. Us, we want free education, we want access. The same way we are saying we are going to take the government to court, because we have resolved that the only way here is to take the government to court to demand free education.
That's a very interesting outlook. That's very,
But you were arrested.
Yep.
Tell us a bit more about that. How? What happened?
Well, look, man, we are faced with police brutality. So what happened was, I think it was day 2 of the protest. So we decided, okay, we had a mass meeting, and then that's when we decided that we're officially going to shut down the university. So we wake up at 5 a.m., we head towards the gates. See, WITS has hired like bouncers. Men in black, we call them. Oh, yeah. So what they do is they push us out of the university, right? So we really couldn't understand. So one thing that puzzled me was that they worked with the police. I mean, it's good and all when you talk to us like human beings, but when you start beating us and pushing us out of the university, then it's another thing. So then we decided to run around, get in another gate and get access to the university. And then we decided that we're going to put our hands up and then sit on the ground. Was I not picked up like a sack of potatoes?
So now you guys were doing nothing but sitting on the ground with your hands up.
With our hands up in the air.
And they went to go fetch you from the ground where you were sitting.
Precisely.
So you're in first year. I want to
Yep.
maybe come to you. You are SRC coming in.
Yeah.
It feels like quite a lot to come into. You know, it feels like what are you guys saying? Because I think we need to kind of meet a middle ground, because at the end of the day, education is still key.
Yeah.
Whether we're going to sit with the grounds with our hands up, it's still taking away from the very thing we're fighting for. What is your guys' mandate moving forward now?
I think at this point it's to really like work with outgoing SRC and the students as well, in making sure that as our term starts, we start in a good note. We've like learning a lot throughout the process, throughout the protest. But another thing that I feel the community normally says is that, but you've got financial aid. Why would you want free education? Financial aid, yes, it benefits. It's for mostly black people, but when you look at it, we inheriting debt. So at this point, I'm on financial aid. But at home, I still need to buy a house for my mom. I still need to make sure that my brother gets good education while he's still in primary school and high school as well. But then now I'm incurring debt. And by the time I start working, I will not be able to buy a car or a house just as a human being, because I need to pay off financial aid. So at this point, as black people, we find ourselves where we just each and every time it's a debt, because after varsity, I now need to get a loan to pay off a house or a car, and that's really like.
So the education is actually not liberating us, which is what education is meant to do.
Yes, it's not at all. And then when you look at our counterparts, they are opening trust funds. They have access to education, they are paying. But then when you look at us, it's just debt all the way. Our parents are getting loans. My mom can't qualify for a student loan that I can go to as a bank and then ask for a loan. She can't. Therefore, I rely on financial aid. But now when I look at financial aid, my fees per year, they're like 80-something thousand plus, and they increase every year. And when you look at what the minister said, saying that the institutions mustn't go higher than 8%, but then the department is going to cover the middle class, at the missing middle, and poor students. When you look at that, they're not really helping us. That 8%, let's just say at WITS, normally you're paying 100,000 rand in your fees. They're only gonna cover 8,000 rand. You still have the 10,000 rand, 100,000 rand to still pay. So what is it exactly that the state is doing to help poor and the middle class people in South Africa? And they keep on saying in our lifetime, a lifetime is a long time. We need a commitment. We need them to start working and transforming the lives of black people in South Africa, because we're suffering.
You know, one of the burning questions that I think we have, and we talked about this in quite detail, is that what research do we have? I mean, if we're fighting for a cause, how possible, looking at our economy, looking at our country, I know people will mention Scandinavia and all sorts of other countries as examples. I said that country incredibly wrong. But anyway, moving right on. See, education is key. And you know, we give examples of other countries that are doing it. But obviously, for us, how do we know?
Let me speak to the feasibility of free and quality education. It is most certainly possible in our current democratic state, right? By government's own reckoning, in their own reports, number one, it's possible. But number two, we've also put together a research task team of experts in the field. It covers economists, actuarial scientists, accountants, you name it, we've got it in that team. And we are currently developing a model that will allow us to realize free and quality education. But you know what's very important here? We can come up with a model, but we need to look at how it's funded. And I think that is where the pertinent question comes in. And that requires, number one, a reprioritization of spending, looking at the budget, seeing where there's wastage in the system, because all of a sudden there's 2 to 5 billion rand to bail out SAA, and several more billion to bail out SABC, more for ESCOM, etc., etc. All of a sudden these billions are available. But when we're looking at the future of our country and investing in that future, it's not there. So reprioritization is one. But the second, and perhaps the more important issue, is a lack of political will.
Yeah.
Because, like I've said, money is sometimes, it's found somewhere in the system for SAA, but for some reason they can't find it for us. And that's the role of Fees Must Fall. That's the role of a social movement, to put pressure in the different political spaces.
Absolutely.
Redirect.
Exactly, such that there's commitment and will to really properly realize and implement free education.
Well, that's
Cheers,
amazing,
man.
guys. Thank you so much for coming through. I can definitely tell you that you are making history, because I promise you at some point there will be children in South Africa who are just having free education. And that's exactly what it should be. Fees will fall.
They
right
will
now, though, it
fall.
is time for us to take a quick ad break. Mzansi Insider returns right after this.
Oh, man.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Welcome back to the show. You are still hanging out with us right here on Mzansi Insider. If you've just arrived, though, I'm not about that life, because you know ukuthi singena ngo-10. Wena manje ungena ngekhathi zakho, izinto ezingabheka.
What if they just arrived? Welcome to you if you're only joining us now. We've been having quite a hectic and like really jam-packed first half. Absolutely interesting. You guys should check it out on YouTube. If you missed it, I think it's an interview you want to check out. But right now it's time for the sports. J-Man is in the house. I'm going to break it down for us.
What up? You know. Yeah, man. So how you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Good.
All good, man.
Look, we made it. We woke up and it happened.
It must happen. It must happen. So this weekend is a big weekend for South African sports. If you're a big sports fan, you know how much we don't like Australia, right?
Yep.
And so this weekend is a big one for us, because we're actually playing Australia 3 times. So what happens is that we play them twice in cricket and then once in rugby. So now yesterday there was a one-day international. It happened at Centurion Supersport Park, my hometown. It was actually good for us, because even though we're ranked number 4 in the world and Australia ranked number 1, and we don't have our captain AB de Villiers around and all that stuff, we still managed to get a victory thanks to Quinton de Kock. Amazing knock yesterday that he had. Yeah, by Quinton. Yeah, so that was awesome to see yesterday that we managed to do that. So later today we're going to be playing against Australia again. This time it's the Springboks that are going to be taking on the Wallabies there. It's not been looking good for the Boks, because we've managed to lose 3 matches in a row. And for South Africa, that's not a good look.
Bafana,
Yeah,
didn't they just
they are saving grace.
transform the sport?
Look at them. They're like,
see, that's just the problem. Now it's like, yeah, we've transformed, but now look at you.
You're not winning, though.
Look at you.
So, do you think the change is the problem?
no.
I
think teams take time to get together and get their rhythm. I think the transformation was good, and we will get there.
Exactly. And the thing about the games that we lost is that we've lost the away games. In sports, like home ground advantage is a big thing. So we lost in Argentina, we lost in New Zealand, and we lost in Australia.
It's the weather.
Now we're back here.
It's the weather.
Yeah.
No.
It's the
And
weather.
sometimes as a rugby player,
It is the weather.
sometimes you need to be able to look into the crowd and have someone that you know.
Altitudes and all those
So in all
tunes.
Argentina, you don't know people, then we'll lose sometimes. So now we've got home ground advantage again.
You guys are
Latitude.
just too nice.
You know? So tomorrow again we take on Australia, and that's going to be another South Africa versus Australia. It's happening at the Wanderers, so if you're a big cricket fan, you must make sure that you go there and you go and support the boys as well. Hopefully today the rugby guys will be able to make a big difference for us, because it has been a tough time. But now on to some good news. If you're a Sundowns fan from Pretoria, Kabuyelo.
Sorry. Sorry.
Why do you keep on apologizing? Slay, or you get eliminated.
Okay, we are not eliminated. We're doing pretty well, thank you.
Yeah, so Mamelodi Sundowns is doing very, very well indeed. I mean, this has been the year of Sundowns. They won the league. They won it by 14 points. So, like, they weren't playing around. So this time around, that means they're in the CAF Champions League. And remember, Pirates went to the final a couple of years ago in the Champions League. So now Patrice Motsepe is saying, no one remembers who comes second. We're all about first place. We're all about who wins. So first off, they're going to start now. Today, they're playing a final in Nelspruit. Again, if you've got tickets, make sure you go. Make sure, like, Hotlalogo Stadium, you know, Ratang Sports.
When am I driving?
Are you going to Nelspruit today?
I'm not going to Nelspruit today, but I'm there in spirit and in heart, and I know.
Something yellow.
Just saying,
You know,
The picture, so come up, please, but thanks for coming through. Yeah, but even in tough times, you out here. That's what's up.
Joman and Kat are just going on, but we have a call on the line. Kamalo Shabojang.
Hi, Autika.
Fere, all right. Bona, kibatla bambinolia to your life. What can I do for you?
I love a track by MT.
Yes.
Cooper.
Come on.
Come again?
Fere, here it is. MT featuring Fifi Cooper. Do best.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
This song is fitting, ladies and gentlemen, because you know we are Mzansi Insider. We don't lie, we don't hide nothing, although you didn't want to tell us the rapper. However, Bonang, Queen Bee, Mother Slay was supposed to join us on the show today. We had the red carpet laid out, but she didn't come.
Wow. Yes.
Anyways, now we are talking about how everything Black Coffee lays his hands on turns into a hit.
Yeah. I was just about to say, before we go into it.
Tell him.
Thank you for letting me telling them. All right, so before we do it, just in case, I don't know, you were somewhere under a rock or you were out of the country and you missed it, we've got the clip to show you what went on. Check this out.
Man.
You know what I love about you guys? The sound effect makes it so much, even like it's just like, yo, man, that was a hit. So you broke the story, and you know what's exciting about you guys is that you're everywhere, so you catch these things. What was going on in your minds when you saw that happening? Was it like, how long was it? Because I mean, around 30 seconds. What actually happened?
Well, you know, there was obviously a bit of commotion, so, you know, we kind of like sensed that something's gonna go down. So basically what happened is that like, okay, I don't know how much time we have, but it's actually a pretty long story. So basically what happened is that Black Coffee was supposed to play, right, at that time, but he told the event organizers that he's gonna be late. So while he was making his way there, AKA was also late, so AKA got there, and then the stage manager told AKA to set up. So AKA was supposed to perform, and then Black Coffee got there right inside, just in time for his set, and he's like, well, it's my time now, so I'm gonna play. So Tiamo, the guy that got slapped, was like, no, but you know, the stage manager said we can play, and then he did.
Okay, so wait, Black Coffee was assuming, looking at time, that he might be late. But in actual fact, he did make it to the gig on time. And then AKA and his team were late. Hence, they were setting up later because they were scheduled to perform at 10.
And then they got to the venue at around 11 to 12.
Okay, cool.
And that was around Black Coffee's time.
I want to know what happened after
the slap.
What happened after Bamshang?
Well, basically what happened is that, okay, Black Coffee hit Siamo, and then obviously things got like, you know, things got heated, and then, you know, security came, you know, and then they surrounded the stage, and AKA tried to get on stage to fight Black Coffee, but they wouldn't let him in, you know, and then, you know, he was trying to fight the stage manager, but then, you know, they pulled him away, and then, you know, he ended up going home.
Okay.
Did Black Coffee then play?
Yeah, he played the full set.
After?
Yeah, he played the full set, and then he went home.
Oh, well, he didn't go home. He went to another gig. And this is when Twitter got really heated because y'all put it out there. All right, for the rest of us at home going, what? AKA obviously had a lot of things, as usual, Jeng and Joelo on Twitter. And Black Coffee's response was, yo, this is where I'm at. You can come through. Like, ain't no stress.
Oh, like that turn on location.
Yeah, like he was just like, just in case you don't know where I'm gonna be at, like the night is young, you can still come through. And then obviously AKA said, nah, it's not worth it. And that's when he started, you know, sounding Drakey.
Yeah, because Black Coffee had an event actually the following day at Kong in Rosebank. So now, AKA tweeted that you know I'm gonna be out that Kong.
Yeah.
You know, so now we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if he's gonna slap me. You know, and Black Coffee obviously, you know, they were substituting each other. Black Coffee said, you know, I only fear God. You know, stuff like that.
Good night.
Yeah, but he ended up not going. You know, he ended up not going. You know, but Tiamu did lay charges of assault against Black Coffee.
Okay.
So you know, it's getting real now because lawyers are involved now.
Didn't Black Coffee apologize though?
He apologized, but you know the damage already done. Tiamu is like, no, he laid charges, so we'll see what happens now.
We've been struggling to get a hold of Tiamu. Do you think?
What's up, homeboy? Where you
he's
at?
out here hiding?
He's not doing any interviews, you know, because he says that he's not a celebrity and he's not gonna comment on the issue.
There was a bit of a moment where they jacked the clip from you guys. This clip that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Basapaka ma brand abo lapho.
Ungasabi.
You know what, guys? Look, man, with whatever, like. I don't even know what to start. Like,
are you guys used to this? Like when you break a story and then people are out there trying to make it look
people
like...
always complain about the Zikhipani photos having a watermark. They're
Yes.
like, why do you guys put a watermark there? We're like, no, because other publications steal our photos, right? And then they publish them as if it's their own.
And they didn't do the work.
So we have to protect our content, right? So with video it's a bit tough. So now we even think of having like a Zikhipani watermark on the videos, you know, but then, you know, it don't look nice to the consumer, you know. But yeah, there are publications, you know, blogs out there that took our content and then they zoomed into the picture and then they cropped out our branding. So
no, we're gonna call them out. We got their eye on you guys. Don't be out here stealing Zikhipani. They're our friend. Right now, though, we're doing the top 5 and we want you to stick around for it. Let's do this. I'm walking to the screen because I'm major. So right now, we're doing top 5 collaborations with international stars from our local heroes.
Yes.
Check out the first one.
Tell me what you want from me. 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 Calling. And I take the risk.
Oh, love this song.
Unati. That's a one though.
It's beautiful. You were saying?
No, I was actually at an artist concert yesterday with Amarian, so you know it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Listen to him, though.
Yeah.
You were out there. You probably took a picture of him. Picture.
You know, we shot the whole thing. You know, check it out on Zikhipani.com on Monday, guys.
Yeah,
it's gonna
plug
be hot.
it.
Let's plug in the next
one.
collaboration. Check it out.
I pray to make it back in one piece. I pray.
Baby, I like your style.
Strength and guidance.
All that I'm wishing for my friends. I had to bust up the silence. Nobody makes it from my end. That's Drake. Featuring who? Maphorisa.
No.
That doesn't sound like Boosie though. I feel like they stole Boosie's sound in the song. The song.
And nobody steals nobody's sound, bro. If you get in the booth, you lace. And if it sounds like you sound like somebody
Boosie
else.
sounds like.
Because remember,
And that sounds like. Baby.
come on, that's Boosie.
That's so, you just sounded like Boosie with the second one.
They stole
Dope
Boosie's
song.
sound.
Dope song.
The third one.
That's what you do. It's it, cooking in the kitchen. Cooking in the kitchen. Kicking in the kitchen. Cooking in the kitchen. Yeah. They really love me. All my women is committed.
My favorite. My favorite.
Okay, that's lit.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Cast
I
on
still
your
don't
best.
understand why he hasn't released a video for it though. I'm like waiting.
Yeah. Well,
We can wait though. He still wants us to dance. We're trying to learn the lyrics. Okay, now it's time for us. Here's
fill
the
up
last one.
Orlando.
Check it out.
Let's fill up a lot.
Nake Khanugu. Who are those people?
Sauti Sol is one of the coolest bands ever. Absolutely amazing. They're all the way from Kenya and they collaborated with Mikasa, obviously. A banger. I think it's still going to get a bit of wave. I think we still haven't picked up yet. But I mean, Mzansi Insider, we put it out there. Don't say we didn't tell you.
I don't know that song. What do you think of it?
it's a cool song. The thing with Mikasa, I feel like, man, their sound is like, you know.
Monotonous, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they starting to sound like a wedding band? I don't mean that though. I think maybe we should go to an ad break.
Last one with your shade. Oh my God.
Okay, I couldn't run away from that one. So that's AKA Pato Ranking. Rurisa wants to marry him.
I feel like he doesn't know that I'm his rib. but he will soon find out that he put my last.
She's so biblical.
You know the rapper that is a crush on you said Envy. He made a song about you. Anyway,
Really?
yeah.
We want the song.
Yeah.
No, can we move?
How does the song go?
He goes like, Rory, I love
Tell
you.
me who your man is.
Yeah.
Ain't got no man. Patrick Ranking should be my
She
man.
didn't tell us this.
Yeah. No.
Patrick Ranking should be my man.
She's denying that one. Anyway, it is time for us to take a quick ad break. Mzansi Insider returns. Sing me the song, yo.
Rory,
Guys.
Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Fere, this is what I'm feeling so gangster today. I've been saying Fere the whole show.
I
Welcome back, you're the Mzansi Insider Kajano Ihlile. Dear Chesa Bona Ziti Bwa. I'll leave it there.
Look, guys, enough of that. We got shot there in the building.
Yes!
That's something to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for pulling through to the show, Putwa Munjan.
It's an honor to be here. Ni sharp, God.
Yes, man.
Energy, let's do, man.
Hey,
Let's talk about the track that you're going to perform for us.
Yes.
Usilethele.
Groove and Pinchami Fire all the way. You know, it's my new single for this summer. You know, I've been away good game for the past 2 years now. So the storm is over. I'm back to reclaim. You know, so say
I love that.
We're starting now. Yeah, sometimes you need to take a break. You
yes,
know?
and come back.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up listening to you.
Yes.
You know, you're part of our childhood, listening to your music. What does this album offer us now? Is it still the shot that we know, or are you coming up with something else that's a little bit different?
Growth. A lot of live elements.
Oh, nice.
You know, and we're exporting our music overseas, so there must be growth there.
Yeah.
You understand about ushort so short, you know, take social issues.
Yeah.
You know, abantu abasha, you know, uzobona nje uma jive nebam ngumuntu obumnandi. Ushort is storyteller, but at the same time I entertain you. So some serious issues ngwenza nje mina kube ngathi nje they're not there.
Oh,
yeah, just to give you something to think about.
But it's still there.
That's how it is.
Let's talk about, I'm a bit confused, Vele, because I think you are signed internationally or to an international record label.
Yeah.
Make me understand, Putwa.
No, look, Ishota Music is an independent record company.
Okay.
But because I'm from the school of Shana, you know, myself, Black Coffee, and Demo.
Yes.
So we've always had contacts with international guys.
Okay.
So what happens is I'm with Universal right now.
Yeah.
Yona itilane Africa kuphela. And then Europe, it's Tribe Records, based in the UK.
Okay,
so
cool.
whatever I release right now, I send it over there. You know,
So you have a distribution deal that side as well.
Yes,
Nice.
and marketing deal. I'm signed there as an artist for about 6 years.
Okay.
Yes, man.
That is amazing.
You know you can't leave without tapping into the shadiness. Black Coffee.
Yes.
Was in a bit of a spat not so long ago.
We just spoke about it.
Yeah. How would you have done the same?
Look, I'm get depend, you know, but I think my fellow colleagues in the industry, they must understand, you know, it's in Idento seriously. Music is a business, you understand? So if you perform and you come, at least a promoter. So a promoter is the only guy who can address me regarding my presentation, you know. But now if it's someone I do not know, you understand, the figures of fitlisha while I'm performing.
Yeah.
That means I'm letting down my people because of you.
And you're messing with my business.
Yeah, but I'm not I'm promoting into and don't for to, you know, I mean, I know something really happened. I wonder what the guy said there, but Unat is not that guy. I grew up with him, you know, so I know what I'm talking about.
Well, we're not going to fiddle on your set. You can go over that side and get ready for your performance while we say goodbye. It's been banging. It's been wild. Thank you, Bonang, for not coming. I was so ready for you.
We were so ready, Bonang. But nonetheless, hope we'll see her soon. But thank you at home for joining us. Shot us in the house. Brand new single. Shot that. Take us home.